Could somebody please make it make sense?
Hey everybody, welcome to A Pop of Culture. I am your host, the Esoteric and Facetious, and this is A Pop of Culture, my video essay podcast where I speak on pop culture, social justice, and the human experience from a black, bisexual, millennial perspective. Everything, and I mean everything I say should be taken with a grain of salt, as I'm simply a college student with access to a recording device and the internet. With that being said, it shouldn't be your sole reason to critique my views unless it's truly relevant. With that being said, if you disagree with anything I say, let's have a civil conversation in the comment section below. Before I get into the topic that I'm going to be speaking on today, I want to advertise my cover channel. I have a cover channel where I sing throwback R&B, contemporary R&B, pop music, whatever I'm feeling, whatever you're feeling. So if you want to be down like Brandy, if you are down the click RP Aaliyah, then definitely feel free to check that channel out. Feel free to see my covers. I do covers and parodies over there. With that being said, let's get into the topic of this video. So I actually was going through my Google Photos or whatever, and they have like little anniversaries. Oops, sorry for the mail notification. My laptop's open. But anyways, I was going through my Google Photos, and I saw like, they have little, markers, little memories where, it's been a year since you did XYZ or whatever. So I saw it had been a year since Black Pride. So I was like, oh wow, it's been a year. And I thought, okay, well, COVID, it's going on and stuff. So I knew, okay, like there's probably going to be, they probably won't have it, things will probably be different. So that got me to Googling, searching and stuff. And I was like, are they having it? Like, what's going on, And I see that, for Black Pride, like, they have a lot of different parties and stuff, and I saw that for one of the events, the people who were headlining were the City Girls. Now, if you don't know who the City Girls are a rap duo who I think that their main claim to fame is that they kind of started the whole hot girl summer trend. And from what I remember, apparently one of them actually was arrested like during the summer. This wasn't this last summer. This was like the summer before last, so 2020. So I think this may have been the summer of 2019. Because basically, I remember, like, Meg and Nicki did the Hot Girl Summer, so a lot of people were saying that Meg Thee Stallion was basically keeping Hot Girl Summer alive while the City Girls were, one of them was in jail or incarcerated or something of that sort. So I don't know that much about the City Girls other than I think they did a collaboration with Cardi B, because I've seen pretty much all Cardi B's music videos, like all her singles and stuff. So I think I've seen them in that music video, but I know them for, like I said, the Hot Girl Summer thing. I know them from the Cardi video, and I know them from, one of them apparently had a situation where they were being homophobic. So that's what I'm going to talk about, because I was kind of shocked to see that the City Girls were going to be headlining this event or this party, because I think they're definitely popular, and a lot of female rappers are popular, within Black LGBT spaces. But I guess with one of them having this homophobic situation in such recent history, I guess I was a little surprised, so I just wanted to talk about that, get into that, so let's get into it. So as I said, there are two people in the City Girls, and the one we're going to be talking about is Young Miami. So basically, the article that I'm reading says that it's from November 13th of 2018. And basically this is relating there's two situations that we could talk about. The first is one where, in 2011 and 2013, she said some homophobic things. She said some problematic things toward Haitian people, which apparently she apologized for. I'm not going to say that those things don't matter, but I will say with those being 2011 and 2013, I'm not sure how old she was at that time, but if she was 24 in 2018, then clearly she was a lot younger in 2011. So I'm not going to get too much into that. I'm going to get into the more recent thing. So basically, the more recent thing was something that occurred at a Breakfast Club interview. So based on what I'm reading, she doubled down on her homophobic statements. Speaking with host Charlamagne the God, Miami was asked about her controversial tweet that said what she would do if she had a gay son. She says, and I quote, "I didn't tweet nothing about them, the LGBT community," she said. "I was just talking about my son. I just said that if I saw anything gay in my son, that I would beat him." Then later it says on the show Tuesday, the rapper quickly tried to clarify her statement, saying that people had taken her comments the wrong way. But that's just like when your mama tells you, if you break my table, I'm going to beat the out of you. That doesn't mean she's going to beat the about you. She's just saying it. Then, of course, she says, I have no problem against gay people, but I don't want my son to be gay. I'm around a lot of gay people. My stylist is gay. My cousin is gay. So that's what she said. So now I'm going to say what I'm going to say, okay? So first and foremost, I don't like the whole idea of her trying to excuse her saying she would beat her son if he was gay, as in trying to parallel that to if the son breaks the table. If the son breaks the table, then he's done something wrong. But if your son is just gay and that's just a sexuality, which he doesn't have a choice over, I don't like this paralleling of the two, because one is a choice. Whether he did it by accident or whether he, was roughhousing or whatever, either way the table's broken. But him just being gay, that wasn't something he chose. And I guess my thing too is I feel like, here's my thing. I'm all right with people saying that they don't want their child to be LGBT, in the lens that if somebody is LGBT plus, their child is going to face is going to have the potential to face some more difficulties that they wouldn't have if they weren't LGBT plus. So if their child is LGBT, then they may have, they may get judged more. They may be at more risk of, getting certain diseases like HIV and AIDS. They may be, they may have more, they may struggle more with depression or suicidal ideation and stuff like that. So here's so I guess I feel like if somebody's going on the lens of I want my child to have a better life than I did, I don't want my child to struggle, in ways that they don't have to, then I do think that there's the potential that, mentally, if a child's straight, there's going to be certain, or if they're cisgender, there's going to be certain struggles that they don't have to go through. So I get that where a parent may prefer that their child doesn't have to go through those struggles. But I feel like that's not what I'm getting from Young Miami. My thing is, the thing I'm not getting from my Young Miami is I think there's also people who just don't want their son to be gay because they would feel some type of shame, and they themselves have an aversion. And here's the thing too, she says, my stylist is gay, this, that, and the third. And I guess my thing is, I'm in 2020, we're gonna stop. My cousin is gay. I'm not around gay people all the time. My problem is this: in 2020, there's gonna be, I'm saying in my mind, Heather Headley. In my mind, we're going to have no more of this, conditional acceptance where, oh yeah, I'm fine, kikiing with, my good Judy and da-da-da, but then I don't want my son. Like I said, I get, people not wanting their son or daughter to have to go through additional barriers, because it's hard enough being black. It's hard enough just, living in this world, being a person, because people will do you wrong. People will, lie on you, do all wrong types of things. So I get it in that form, but I don't like this whole idea of I don't want my child to be LGBT plus because I myself have a bias against those people, because I feel like the whole stylist thing, you keep hearing with gay men, and a lot of times I feel like the people who say I have a gay stylist and stuff, I feel like these are the same people who will not see their gay men as men. They'll will try to always assist this or girl this, and who won't recognize them as men or even actually view them as in their struggles for the real thing, where they'll kind of use them for a wig, use them for an outfit, but not really care about them as people. So I guess my thing is with Miss Young Miami, I feel I'm gonna be real. Because this was in the end of 2018. This was late 2018, and my thing is this: I think people can change. I'm not a proponent of cancel culture, but my concern is I get wanting to have fun, and I get that they have these songs, but I feel like there's so many creators and musicians out there that y'all could have gotten, and I don't know if they reached out to other people, but I just feel like the City Girls should be the last people on their list, and that may be controversial. Some people may not like me saying that, but I'm like, how are you gonna have Pride and have celebration for Pride, and you're going to and to have someone to headline the event? Because that's the thing too, with a lot of this stuff, they have people there to pull people in. For example, a lot of people use the Drag Race queens. They'll have Latrice Royale, Eureka O'Hara. Oop. Sorry about that. I'm in my car. But some people, they'll use big names. And those aren't even some of the biggest names in Drag Race. But, they'll try to get someone they can afford from Drag Race or whatever to pull numbers there. So it's what does it say that the person that you're using, the people you're using to market this event are people or at least one of them. And I'm not saying she hasn't changed, but I just feel like even if she has changed, I feel like I haven't seen anything in the public eye that she said where, she said, I'm here for the LGBT community. Like, I'm really sorry. Like, because I feel like an apology is one thing, but changing your actions is like, all right, oh, shoot, they really have changed their ways. So, yeah, I guess my thing is I feel like the city girls are probably getting into check. Like, I don't know if they're from Atlanta. Like I said, I don't know that much from them, but if you're going to get an act, especially like the city girls, like, they are people who are public figures. Let's see how many followers they have on Instagram. If they have I'm like, do they have an Instagram? Yep, city girls. They have 2 million followers. So my thing is, I know that they're probably getting a booking fee. Like, for people to make an appearance, they're not doing this out of the goodness of their heart, especially not during COVID. So it just kind of seems insulting to me that, like, for Black Pride, which is supposed to be celebrating Black LGBT people, living in their truth, that people's money. And I will say this, I don't think this is probably one of those, like, party events. So I feel like there's, like, with Black Pride, there's usually, like, events that are more, geared towards, community building and, outreach and, like HIV and AIDS education and stuff like that. Then there's more just kind of turn up and get lit parties and stuff that are kind of also Black Pride events, but they're not the same type of thing. So my thing is, I'm not really that. I guess my thing is, because I guess my thing is, like, last year they had, at least at the festival, I remember they had Angelica Ross who played Candy in Pose. So I guess looking at it from a big scale thing, it's kind of like Angelica Ross to the City Girls. But like I said, I think this is kind of just more of a get lit, turn up party. So I guess, and I don't think it's really, I think that this is kind of more of a separate event, just like a get lit thing. So I'm not saying, so I guess I feel better about it being a get lit thing rather than like them endorsing having these figures show up after having Angelica Ross show up. What are your thoughts? Do you think that, the City Girls should be, do you think that, for a Black Pride event, the City Girls should be present, or yes or no? Do you think that, we should move on? Because I feel like that's the thing, too. Like, I'm not a fan of the idea that where people will say, LGBT people are so sensitive and, they always, like, people try to act like people are sensitive. And it's like, if somebody said, anything, like, relatively close to this regarding race, the same Black people who, act like LGBT people are so sensitive would be just as, if not more, offended and would try to, get people canceled and do this and do that. So I feel like taking offense to things that are offensive is not being sensitive. It's called refusing to let people speak down on you and your community and having the backbone to say it. Or even just being an ally and saying that it's not okay for people to say stuff like that. But anyways, do y'all think the City Girls should be at a Pride event? Do you think that people should hold people who have said homophobic things accountable? Because that's the thing, too. Like, there was somebody, I think I was watching a Funky Dineva video, and they were saying that person had said something offensive and they'd apologized. But here's my thing, too, and I'm going to, let me know if y'all want a video on this. But here's my thing, too. Like, every time somebody says something homophobic, they always have the speech of, I am so sorry if I've offended the LGBT community. And sometimes I feel like that kind of scripted response can come off very insincere. Let me know what y'all think. Thanks so much for watching. Have a wonderful day. If you enjoyed this video, definitely leave a like. Definitely leave a comment saying what you think, what your thoughts are on the situation. And feel free to subscribe if you want more content like this. If you do choose to subscribe, make sure to hit that bell so you're the first to know when I upload new content. And if you're enjoying me, if you're having a good time, and why wouldn't you be having a good time, then look to your left. There's a playlist of all of my video essay podcasts that you can go through. I have 20 plus uploads, so you have a lot of stuff to go through. In the center is a button you can click to subscribe if you would like to subscribe. And to the right is a playlist of all of my covers and parodies if you want to check those out. And if you want to support me, if you want to support the show, my Cash App is linked below. Feel free to donate. If you do donate, you'll be featured in the credits of all of my videos. Thanks so much for watching. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.